Hello, my name is Michael Trowbridge. I am a game designer that just graduated Full Sail University. Um, my specialty is system design and level design. Um, and as a system designer, I've developed strong qualifications that make me a great candidate with experience in designing complex systems and captivating encounters. And I've collaborated efficiently with multidisciplinary teams like artists and devs to deliver exceptional gameplay experiences. Um, I was interested in Probably Monsters uh, for a while now. Y'all actually visited the campus a few months back during a job fair. Um, and when I saw your posts go up, I knew I had to try out. Um, the first question is going to be describe your most rewarding college or work experience. Well, for the past 4 months, or at least the last 4 months of the undergraduate program, uh, the game designers were involved in a 4 month project, which was a team collaboration project as well. So, me and three other game designers put together an entire game from start to finish, including going up onto platforms for players to try it out. It was very rewarding because you learn how to deal with a lot of uncertainties that will pop up. Uh, Learn to work together, even if you have vastly different ideas on how something should go. Uh, you learn real quick on how to get the pros and cons of both of your ideas. The second question I'm going to answer is why do you want this job? So, well, um, when I saw the job posting for items and in-game content designer at Probably Monsters, I felt that my skills that I have learned and focused on during the Full Sail University program fit that really well. Uh, I actually love making encounter design. Uh, so for the in-game content design, I know it would be a great fit on how to like make a boss and lead up to that boss um, to make a good encounter. I have also been a dungeon master for the last 12 years or so, and that's really all you do as a dungeon master is you make a dungeon and you make the encounters that build up to the final boss or the final puzzle of that level or dungeon. So I just felt it would fit really well. Third question I'm going to answer is where do you see yourself in 5 years? In 5 years, I definitely will be deep into the industry. Um, I would like to get as much experience as possible in different areas. Um, that way, I can learn a little bit of each one of them, so I can be the best game designer that I could possibly be. And in 5 years, I'm hoping to be either in the lead position of a team or in the producer position uh, to share my knowledge with other game designers or devs or artists, whoever we may be working with. The fourth question I will answer is competitive. What's your competitive advantage? My competitive advantage is we were never focused on one topic at at Full Sail. Now you may think that's a downfall, but it was actually up to our discretion on what we wanted to focus on. But we were taught a little bit of everything. So even though I may not be the master of a lot of different portions that go into making a game, I have touched on basically everything that a game designer could possibly touch. Um, Now I do have my favorites and I do have my focuses that I have specifically focused on. But if something comes up in the project and no one's wearing that hat, I could I have a small knowledge of all the different things that could possibly come up, so I could fill that role if necessary. The fifth question I will answer is who's on your team and how are they qualified? Um, my team was made up of four game designers and two game artists. Um, so we actually had no coders on the project. So two of us, including myself, had to learn how to uh, do visual scripting a lot more intense than what was even taught to us. So we did a lot of research on that. And with the six of us combined, we were able to produce in 4 months a great product, visually pleasing, fun to play, in my opinion, and has had great feedback so far. Uh, so we're qualified to uh, really do anything that you may need. Um, so including the items. I mentioned the in-game content earlier, but the other part of your uh, job posting was items. So an item inventory, item usage, and different mechanics that are involved with each one of these items. Uh, I have been I dive deep into the mechanic of a bunch of different things. So I would still say I qualify and could do well in the items prospect. Uh, and then step four, I'm going to provide follow-up questions that I can ask the interviewer. Uh, in in actual interviews, I'm 32 years old, so I've been through quite a few interviews. And my favorite question to ask to the interviewer is, why are you hiring at this time? And the reason I like to ask that question is because it lets me feel out why this position opened up. Per se, did this position open up because someone quit? Is it was it were they fired? Was it just kind of a bad situation, or are they starting something new? They're just trying to gain more employees. It's a good way, in my opinion, to find out um, the company from the outside, depending on their answer, of course. Another question I like to ask is what can I do for you to make your job easier if I were to be hired? And I think that's a good question because as in a leader role, you always like competent employees underneath you because anything that can make their lives easier, as the leader, you can make their lives easier. Um, I was a supervisor in the Air Force for 8 years, so I've seen both sides of subordinate and leader positions. So I feel that's a good question to ask. And then the final question I normally ask is on the lines of um, what is the normal um, what is the normal yearly rate that employees stay with your team? Like basically, do you tend to lose people? Or are you gaining more people? I know the game industry has everybody moves here and there and will change hats all the time. But in the in your uh, studio itself, what is how, basically how long do people stay with you? There's a better way to put that, and I apologize. I should have wrote it down better. But that's the final question I like to ask. But that's the end of my video. Hope I got everything here. I wrote down bullet notes on most of this, so I apologize. I did not read from a script or word for word. But either way, thanks for having me. Take care.